Welcome, everyone. It's Friday, September 15th. We got a special guest, REXMAN from RockSpear Trading. We're going to get to him in just a second. Usually we do our 1 p.m. update every day. So I actually merged our show, doing it 1 hour early together with Rex because I got to get out of here for the Jewish New Year. So also, I know there's a bunch of you watching different platforms, all right? You're on Twitter. I got a whole bunch of people watching on Twitter mostly. But if you want to ask questions, we're not monitoring the Twitter. So hop on over to the YouTube, StoryTrading.com/YouTube. If you want to ask questions, you can put in the comments and we can even show at 1 p.m. before we bring Rex on is to go over our morning picks. I mean, we've had a stellar record picking like what stocks will do great for the day. And today, nothing worked out, well, except Unity. But nothing worked out. And we got stopped out of all of our day trading ideas. We had Celsius was our number one pick. We got stopped out of that. Tesla, and then, because of overall market conditions, we'll talk about in a second, we decided also to just close out stuff that we didn't technically get stopped out of. Like there was Tesla and Dollar Tree, even Unity didn't hit our stop loss. So we decided to get out of that. It may have been because of TSM. I'm going to ask Rex what he thinks, but like TSM warned this morning at 4 a.m. this morning. They're asking suppliers not to deliver machines because of demand concerns. Look what's happening at NVDA, SMCI, SOXL. Is that what's turning markets over? We also had hot PPI, hot CPI earlier this week. Underneath, we'll look at the indices with Rex. We'll look at IWM maybe, QQQ, SPY, see what's going on. But today was like concerning. So with that, let's bring on Rex. How you doing, Rex?
Great, Ben. No,
Rex?
I mean, yeah, great. Yeah, in a way, great because I actually sold a lot of my positions yesterday.
Oh, yesterday,
which I've been
nice.
holding for a week, and I know this recent uptrend has been really unsettling. I've been giving out targets, and we were close to the targets. Like for example, the 313s on Meta, and Tesla. Tesla is not too bad. I mean, none of these are too bad yet, but we can take a look at the charts if you want.
Tesla's hanging in there. We'll get to the charts inside. Tesla's hanging in there. Tesla was our number one pick on Monday, and that was incredible. We made a lot of money on Monday on Tesla with that big upgrade from the analyst. So Tesla's hanging in there. But maybe before we talk about the indices, I want to get your opinion what may be going on in the chip sector. I think it's related. I'm not 100% sure, but we had that warning out of TSM at 4 o'clock this morning. And look at SMCI getting smoked. Look at
Yeah, that
NVIDIA
is too
getting
volatile, though.
smoked.
Yeah.
Look at the SOXL index. I mean, it's triple
All
levered,
right.
so it's a little harder to do technical analysis. What do you look at when you look at the chip sector? What's the leading stock you look at? And maybe we can look at that first.
NVDA. We can do NVIDIA first,
You
right
there?
there. Yep, I'm here. You heard me?
Oh, I don't hear your audio. Your audio died, Rex.
Oh, wait,
There you
wait.
are. Now I hear you.
Okay, you hear me now? Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, so we are looking at wait, this is SPY. Let's look at NVDA. This is what I look at, Ben. Right there we
Oh,
are.
your audio cut out again, Rex.
Really? Wait,
I don't know if
what's
it's
going?
me or you.
I doubt
Hold on.
it's me. I doubt it's me.
Rex, you good?
Yep, I'm here. I'm here.
I don't
Can you
hear
hear
you.
me?
I don't hear you, Rex.
You don't hear me. Wait. Let me see. What do we do now?
Rex, I still don't hear you. Okay,
Wait,
Rex.
you hear me now?
Yeah, well, why do I hear music? Okay. I hear you. Yes, I hear you now.
You hear me now? Okay,
I hear
great.
you now.
Let's look at the charts again.
All right, let's
Um,
share. You have to share that screen one
I
more
gotta share
time.
this again one more time. I
All right.
got two windows open. Sorry. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this right.
All right.
Um, here. Okay, you see my chart now?
Yep, we see it.
Okay, here, Ben. What's going on
Move all the
here?
banners out of the way so we can look at this.
Yeah. Okay, so I actually had this. I mean, I've been swinging this
I
from the
see the
fall.
chart, but I
Yeah,
lose your audio every time you share your chart. I don't hear you anymore, Rex.
that's probably. I think it's on your site, Ben.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I don't hear you. I don't hear you.
Can,
Let's see.
okay, let me do this. Let me get out completely, and I come back again.
All right. All right, we're waiting for Rex to reconnect his audio devices here. Or maybe he went. Okay, he left. He'll be back. Okay. So he's trying to reconnect so we can get that going. Let's see. Okay. So Rex is looking to reconnect, and we'll start that again. All right. While we wait for him, I just want to point out our two stocks of the week, the picks of the week that I did on. That's something to highlight that's working. It was uranium and Yatra. This is at the competition I'm involved in once a week over at Wolf Financial Spaces. So you can see uranium up all week on the breakout and the bullish comments from the analysts and the tight market. So the supply and demand there on uranium. That was one of our top two picks for the week. And the other pick was Yatra. Yatra with the Indian IPO coming up next week, having a great week as well. Actually, we got the credit from Wednesday morning to Wednesday close. This time it was from Wednesday morning till Monday close because we did that competition a day late. Let's see if Rex is back. Rex, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You can hear me now?
Hello, hello.
Yep. Hello.
All right, hold on. Let me see if other.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me.
Sorry.
It's me. All right, Rex, other people can hear you. All right.
Okay.
I'm
Right.
having trouble hearing you. So what I'm going to do is 1 second.
Right.
I am
Okay.
going
Great.
to. It's me. All right. 1 second, Rex. 1 second,
Sure.
Rex.
Sure. No problem.
We're going to get this straightened out. 1 second. All right, Rex, 1 second. There's something wrong with my audio that I can't hear you. What could it be? Give me 1 second here. All right, you know what?
For the rest of you who can hear me, just bear with us a bit. Hello, Ben. You there?
Okay.
You
Sorry,
hear me now?
I hear everyone can hear you. It's just
No, I know. I think they can hear me, but except you. All right, let's look at Netflix. I'm sorry, NVIDIA.
I'm hearing you through YouTube. Go ahead. Through my
Okay, great. You
hearing you
can
through
hear
my
me
phone.
now,
Go
right?
ahead.
Okay, great. Okay, so if you look at this chart, we actually had this bounce off here where I actually, been buying, and we've been running up and down. And today, because the markets were hitting a resistance yesterday, the Q was hitting. I will get to the indices soon, but let's look at this. So, this is a resistance area. I've mentioned that, and I've been swinging this up and down every day, not holding too much in this. So but if we look at this chart band, we are still holding that trend line, you see. And that these two dotted blue lines are the ranges of a Fibonacci range. So we can go down further and hit that maybe 439s, maybe another 4 or 5 points. This is a $400 stock, so I wouldn't be surprised if this goes a bit lower, but it's not the end yet, because we still have all these supports here. And but you see, if you were to ask me, what's going to happen later, I think, because that 470s on Nvidia was always been my long-term resistance. And even if we go up later in the year, or I mean, sorry, later in the quarter or next quarter, this is probably where you might get knocked down again. I'm not seeing this unless you break past this on great news, which I am not sure about that yet. So, but as for now, if you're going to just look at supports to swing, yeah, this 430s, high 430s would probably be a good area, or even this 420s right now. I'm sorry, the 440s. But I'm not sure if this is a great indicator for the other chip stocks. You there?
I'm here. I'm here. All right. I
Okay.
finally I finally figured out my audio issues. My
Okay,
my
still
my
figuring out your audio.
my kids,
That
I hear you now. My kids are here in the background. I got to take care of them today, but they're out of school for a second. And they opened up this Bluetooth, and it
right.
kept connecting to my Bluetooth. Okay, now we got it taken care of. But I heard your NVIDIA. Keep going. All
Okay,
right.
great. So this is Nvidia. So you want to go on to the indices? Take a look at the.
Yeah, I
Uh,
want to take a look at. So just big picture though. NVIDIA, you're saying it's still things are
it's
still okay, but let me
it's
ask you
still
about.
okay. We haven't lost crucial supports yet. Like
But
for example,
what
right.
about SMCI? That's another leader
Well,
in the AI chip space,
SMCI is
and
a
that looks like
volatile.
it had a bad
Yes,
breakdown today,
yes,
in my opinion.
definitely, definitely. You see, I've been swinging SMCI since the 270s and the 260s, and this was a spot where I sold most. I had like 30% left, which I had to clear because of this setup on the daily. I figured most of my subscribers were not trading this, so I didn't update them on this. But if you look at that twin tails, that's a sign that stuff, things can fall. Just like how if you have a twin tail in the bottom, things can go up like that right there. So this was a sign that things were going to come down. I didn't expect this big fall, but
So
we should
when
have.
you see in my these are two of the top, there's others, but two leading stocks in the semiconductor AI space. Is this like maybe a leading indicator that Nvidia? Look at SOXL. SOXL's down 7%. Like,
Right.
can you do you look into that and look at other stocks and say, oh, there's a warning sign for Nvidia, even though you went through Nvidia, say, hey, that's holding, but maybe these are signs. When you see SMCI and SOXL down so much, maybe that's a sign that Nvidia won't hold, or do you consider that at all?
No, not really. Because I've mentioned before that SMCI is a very volatile stock. So, you can look at all those big falls. Look at that big gap down in that $20, $30 swings, not no more than that, 50, $60 swings. So that's the swing range. So you should expect, when it falls. If you look at the big picture, you look at that, just that segment of that chart, you can see it ran from the 240s, 230s, actually to the almost to the 300s, and now we are just consolidating that range. So this drop was unexpected. The strongest level on this, in my opinion, is somewhere. Well, let me just update this chart here. Right. So the strongest level would be the 227s. If we lose that, that is where I actually had mentioned before, where to look for a big rebound for the rest of the year. You see, Ben, I don't think this is going to crash and keep falling all the way, but but I'm not going to say that this is going to keep going up to the 500s or 600s. No, this level right there, the 330s, has was my previous top target when this was trading below at the 200s, the low 200s. I have mentioned this 300s and 330s before. So watch the 227s for the next bounce, because you see, we, according to this Fibonacci, we lost that 250s. So which means that if we don't claim the 250s, which I mean we can, because this is a very volatile stock, so Monday can just go green, bam, and then it just goes back up. If it established that 61.8% at the 255s, you can, and then that establishes an inverse support level right there, and you can go up, you can go green, and you can go big, like $20 again, a $20 uprise. It's not, but what I'm saying is that it's going to be choppy for the rest of the quarter, maybe into even into next quarter. And I'm still saying that this would be the support level to buy, the 227s. Look,
So,
watch the,
yeah.
yeah, anywhere in the 220s actually, because that's where all you have your double bottom, and then if you come back to the 220s, then you will get your triple bottom, and you can swing for the rest of the year. But what I'm saying is, what I'm seeing is that we are probably going to crack below that white line. I mean, this is my opinion. Yeah, I'll explain to you why. If you look at the 6 month chart, or not, let's not look at the 6 month chart, it's a bit too complicated. Let's look at the 3 month chart. Okay, here, let's take out these lines and I'll show you something. Okay, all right, let me just take this out. All right, okay, you see, look at that ugly looking quarterly candle, Ben. You see that?
Hmm.
Now
Oh,
that
did that
that
just
is,
turn green? What was that?
yeah, it just turned green because it's a quarterly,
Oh, wow.
meaning that if you
Turn
close
purple.
above, last quarter's highs, closing price, you are going to go green. So this is a warning. Look at that. This is the quarterly chart, which means that next quarter, which is just about 2 weeks away, am I right? So
Hmm.
watch that resistance level right there at the 260s, 268s, 270s. That's the resistance level. Now price can maybe break a little above it, and then it can just go red, it can
So it's
fall.
right here at like 249.21. So if it closes above this 249.50 area by the end of the month, that would be more positive for next quarter?
Not really. You
No?
have to close above 270s.
Oh,
You have to
270. I see.
close
Yeah.
above last
So you want
previous
to
quarter's
open,
highs.
yeah, you want to, okay, got it.
See what happens is, let's say I'll just show you with a small slide diagram, just a
So
little diagram.
today was really a big important day
Yes.
because it was holding 270 until today.
Right, exactly. So you see, you can see why that 270s is a resistance, because that's where the previous quarter's highs are. So let's say we can, let's say we start the next 2 weeks somewhere in the 220s, for example, and then we move up, and then we break that. Now you see, when that happens, you can drop down again. Why? Because now that becomes your shoulders, right? So that's your head, and you can see that huge quarterly shooting star. It's not a good sign, Ben. This can just like, for example,
But if
look at that.
that's not a good
See that?
sign, isn't that also bad for Nvidia? You really
Of
think
course, of
that,
course,
right?
of course, it
Okay.
is. It is. I've been warning. I've been telling people. We are playing a dead cat bounce at the moment,
Okay.
and I can show you a few stocks, other influential stocks, to show you why, none of this is going to last. And if you look at that, for example, look at that's a quarterly head and shoulder setup, and you can see what happened, right? So, and this is exactly probably what's going to happen here. If this closes somewhere in the 220s, that's not a good sign for next quarter, Ben. But you can get a dead cat bounce to the 270s, which means, in classic SMCI fashion, you can run 50 points and then get knocked down. So you shot the spikes. In my opinion, you shot the spikes and shot this back to below 200s, and maybe you get another dead cat bounce from the low 200s or below the 200, like 198s. You can swing, and the day it cracks below that line, you see, that is the Livermore accumulation cylinder. So if you don't bounce up here, and if you crack below that, then you can just, you can
Okay.
go as low as,
So
right.
so let I just sort of move the conversation along because we don't have a ton of
Sure,
time. But
no problem.
so Nvidia earlier, it sounded like you said that things are still bullish, but it sounds like you're also
At the
bearish on
moment,
Nvidia at the moment. But
yes, let's look
but
at the quarterly chart on NVIDIA, because you see, we have two
yeah.
more weeks for the quarter to end, and let's see. Look at that, another shooting star. You see that, Ben? You see,
Hmm.
the bears are not wrong. The bears are not wrong. They are actually kind of right that we are going to go down. But you see, the thing is that we are going to swing wildly here first
Hmm.
before we go
Hmm.
down. So you see, next you look at that. It's the same setup as and this has to hold above the 430s, and we're going to lose that. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything here. We are going to lose that. So I've been only playing the dead cat bouncers here, and I'm going to short this.
Okay.
Maybe not now, but maybe the first week of next month, or maybe towards the end of this
Mm,
month. So we will see
interesting.
where price stands. But you see that Fibonacci level that I'm pointing to at right now, 479s, that's the all-time resistance. We're looking at an all-time chart here, and you see
Okay.
we broke that channel and we ran up. That's the end of the move. That it's run its course, and we are coming back down, in my
Wow.
opinion.
Okay. So if you're
Yep.
not bullish NVIDIA or SMCI, I'm guessing QQQ, you're not going to be bullish either.
Not really, but for now, yes. I mean,
Okay. Let's
I'm
see.
saying that we can retest the 380s. You want to look at the Q?
Let's look at the cues.
Oh wait, that's some extra Q there. All right, and here, okay. This is another quarterly chart. Now let's not get too carried away with this all-time chart though. Uh, let's let me get rid of all that. All right, okay, here. Okay, so Ben here, see this yellow Fibonacci goes from this year's lows. We had that morning star reversal. You can see that, and you had a big fat two green. What we lost in about 5 quarters, we gained all that in less than 3 quarters. And you see, at the moment, we are trying to hold that level right there. Now, that level right there is a scary level. You can see that head and shoulders. This is almost a evening star forming. Do you see that? This is
Mhm.
the morning star, and that is the opposite of it. We are right at, I mean, the bears are not wrong. We can come down. We can even hit that 340s, and that's where the next supports are. But for now, I mean, for the next 2 weeks, if you're
All
playing
right. So
action,
let me see if I can find
right?
you a stock that could be a leader. How about Tesla? Tesla's been holding up great this week. Can
Yep.
Tesla buck the trend? It does sometimes does its own thing. I've noticed.
Uh,
Or Tesla be dragged down with the QQQ if QQQ goes
I
down.
think everything goes down together, just
Everything
like
goes down
back in
together.
2021. There's a
Yeah.
reason to it, because you must realize that oil. I can share with you the oil chart, and
Hmm.
oil has always been my favorite top indicator. You can see Tesla is right here. Okay, now I'm going to show you Tesla. If Tesla at the 275s. I just mentioned this morning that we can hit the 290s. I think that I was just being probably too optimistic, but yes. So this is the daily chart on Tesla, and if you look, I'm going to draw a line here to show you where the resistances are. You can see the resistances right there. Now this is the shoulder resistance right there. You see that? You see that rejection today? But there's something though. There's something that tells me that we might run is because that breakout of that tail. Now, Tesla, I am not too convinced yet. Like what you say, this can buck the trend and this can run up first, like probably run up to the 295s. But if you look at the quarterly chart on Tesla, it's a little scary as well, because here, let me just take out all that right there. Look at that. Look at that doji. You see, there's just it's 3 months. You see, you look at the previous 3 months. It's fat. It formed a tail and then it went green. Formed a tail and then went green. But look at this month. It's just hanging where it is, where it started actually. Where it started the month, the quarter. And if you look at this triple tops, those are the this damming. Is damming. Look at that. I'll show you the trend again, right there. Okay, you can see the rejection right there at the 290s. So we never even make it to the 300s, and I was just a bit too optimistic that we might get there. But if you look at this, and we got 2 weeks left and we are still hanging around here, and that is not a convincing. This has to go fat. This has to go up back into the 300s within the next 2 weeks to invalidate this damning setup. If not, what's going to happen? The next quarter is going to start somewhere around the 270s, and it's going to go right at start. I mean, you probably just bounce a few points and then bam, bam, it's going to go down. You can expect that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that is going to happen if we close around this 270s. But
Okay,
for now, you
so
can,
so
yeah,
far so far no good news. What about Celsius? Celsius is a stock I've been in since about $65. We've been riding. It's been featured
great.
on our
Yep,
show. It's
yep,
been
yep.
featured on our show many times. This morning it was another top pick today, but today it didn't work out. It reversed. Is this also a leader that's going to fall, or can this one buck the trend? What do you think?
I think this is also hitting a top band. Again, here, this is a all-time, Fibonacci here, and you see the 200s is a psychological level, right? It's a round number, is a psychological level. So previously, this was the calculation, and that was supposed to be the resistance. But when we break above that, the upper extensions of the Fibonacci, yeah, you can run. So what we do now is we update that Fibonacci. I push it up to that high right there. I'm sorry, where is it? Right there. So this is the high that I'm pushing it up to. And if you look at that, even we are still above that. So this might not fall too much. I'm not sure. And the last time this
Well,
bucked the trend.
Celsius, the reason it was featured on our show really a few times this week is because all week long they were getting massive price target increases. Today, the latest one, $250 price target by an
Right.
analyst, and 235. Now there was a 230, 225, 250. Their sales are exploding. You know, that story trading, we like to combine
Right.
what you do with the technicals, right? We combine that with the catalyst and the fundamentals. So
Right.
that's why we featured it, but today it didn't work. But looks like you're saying there's a sign here that maybe this
Yeah.
can continue.
Yeah. Right there. Right. That's the sign. That's the sign that this is probably not going to. You see, I've brought this Fibonacci up right to that last previous quarter, and when I do that, that 200s is now that 211s actually, to be precise, is showing you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect two lines here, and that gives me that resistance rejection point. Now, let's take a closer look on the daily. You can already see that being rejected at that line. You see that line was drawn on a quarterly chart, and now we are just looking at a close up on the daily chart. You can see the rejections, you can see the blown off candles, and today's big the bearish engulfing. I mean, probably Monday is going to go bad, Ben. I mean, maybe it's not going to crash all the way, but what can happen is you can drop, maybe that low right there at the 190s can drop below that, and then bounce, and then keep swinging. Just,
190. Yeah, I like 190. Also happens to be the 20-day moving
right,
average.
right.
Yeah.
Correct, but we are probably not going to hold it though in the
Oh no.
longer term. I'll show you why though. Let
Oh
me show you
really?
another. Let me draw another line right there, right there. That's the line. So when it's probably going to hit that line again sometime next week, maybe 180s, another 10 points drop, because of that bearish engulfing
Mhm.
daily. So you can drop
Yeah.
till that
Okay.
180s, and then maybe bounce up, and then and you can just keep moving
Yeah. Yeah.
towards
Yeah.
that,
I
and
hear
then
you.
crack that line,
That
crack
is
that
an
wedge.
that is a nasty candle today. I
That
agree with
is,
you
yeah.
that. Let's
Yep.
move on to there were two stocks
Sure.
this week that we did well on. It was our picks of the week was Yatra and uranium. So let's go to uranium first. We're using the uranium miner ETF URNM. This has just been
Yeah.
on fire all week. Maybe help us find an exit. Do we stay in this or do we take
Yeah, I
our
think this
profits
is the
today?
exit right there. That that was the exit.
Right
You
now?
are
If we're
you
in
are in
it, if
my
we're in this from like
yeah.
last week, we get out right here, you
Probably
think?
yes, Ben. I mean, don't listen to me though. I'm, my opinion, because actually I have posted a chart with the
Yeah.
opinions and with the targets. I mentioned. You see that circle right there is what I is when I meant when I where I mentioned to buy at the 39s dips. I think when I mentioned this, the price was actually trading at the 41s or 40s,
Hmm.
and I say buy the dip at the 39s, and that's exactly what happened. Look at that; it's a parabolic move. You know, if you were to look at that entire chart, this is exactly what a parabola looks like. It's just consolidations, and then it just shoots up, and this can keep going up forever. And I also mentioned, watch that
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
43
wait,
is
wait,
break.
wait, wait. It's gonna go up forever, or today
No,
we
it's
see it come
not.
up
It's not.
stable? Oh, it's not gonna.
It's not. It's not going to go up forever.
All
Uh,
right.
so
Okay, you waiting for a second.
this is already overdone. This is probably where people were shorting, and which is why I suspected that because a parabola can keep going on, but it can
Yeah.
go on forever though. Somewhere along the line it has to break. So it has been breaking the shorts so far, but look at that shooting star, man. Another shooting star on the daily. If you want to look at the quarterly, because we have just 2 weeks left, now that is an overextended quarterly, man. It's way too overextended. Now that needs some consolidation. This is uranium. I'm not sure because we may not crash too long. See, this is the quarterly chart, and we broke the trend somewhere there at the 39s. That trend. So we might fall back, or if the market, like consolidates hard, we can just, because this moves a bit slowly, so you can just keep moving slowly, 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 all the way down back to the 35s, and another 10-point drop, and then next quarter goes green again. Or I'm not sure what's going to happen. I really don't know, because
Okay.
this is a bit
I like it.
confusing.
Yeah, I really
Yep.
like it long term. I got it in my retirement account, but
Yeah,
in our
it's a
trading,
there is a
right
big
now, as you were talking, we just decided to sell half our shares in our trading account. So maybe we should sell all of them, but we did half of them. That was awesome. Let's go to, by the way, let's just take a little break to let people know if you want to join REXMAN. He has his own Discord he launched recently. It's at RockSpear Trading, and you can join them. They got an easy URL here, storytrading.com/Rex. We'll forward to RockSpear Trading, and you can sign up for his community. A little commercial there. But going back, let's
great.
go
Thanks.
to
Yeah,
our second pick of the week for the competition was Yatra, YTRA. So let me just give folks a little update on what this is about. I'm not
sure.
sure you could do normal technical analysis on this. In my opinion, I think this is like a special situation stock, because this is a stock that's doing an IPO in India on September 29th. And
Right.
the
Great.
IPO
Yeah.
was just priced 2 days ago at $3. So institutions in India have been buying this week for $3, but the US price is at 260. So it has a discount. And that's why, as when that $3 price was announced over the last couple of days, you see the stock moving on up towards 260. So I don't know if does that matter to you? Like, so to me, it's like the technicals don't matter. Like, we'll go towards $3 by September 29th. That's the day it actually opens up in India. And then
Right.
when it does open up in India at $3, then you might get a big move. The Indian IPOs are really hot, and then I'm thinking I'll just follow whatever India does at that point. But
Right.
do you have a different
Right.
take on it?
Well, $3 seems to be a nice pivot, because a very good target, because that's the 3-year resistance line as well. You can see, $3 since 2021. Basically, it ran up during the pandemic from the 50 cents, 55, 56 cents, and then you hit that high. And for the past 3 years, you've been just swinging in that range. So to break above that range would be a great break for the stock. But let's look at the quarterly chart again, Ben. So here, well, this is not too bad, because this stock has been trading at all-time highs at $12. That's not too bad, right? I mean, it's not like a few $1,000s. It's not being diluted stuff. So what can we see here from this chart? I'm just going to so we can I'm just going to draw that line, and that tells me that we have a little breakout there, and we have a bullish engulfing quarter, which means that as long as you don't fall back below the 230s within the next 2 weeks, then you're good. If you fall below the 230s, then the next quarter is going to start at the 230s, and it's just going to go right again. And maybe somewhere around the 180s, where the supports are again, maybe that's where it's a good buy. But you see, if you go back below that line, then I'm not sure, man. So I mean, it doesn't matter, this is still a penny stock, so it can take months before the news actually gets reflected. I really don't trust news on penny stocks, because from my experience, they come up with great news, the stocks runs up, maybe you can even maybe break the threes for a brief moment. But you see, if you break the threes, you might actually turn into a supernova, because that's breaking all those 2 years worth of resistances and all those tails. So you can just maybe go big, six sevens, and then fall back.
But I guess, does this chart? I guess, I mean, no one has experience with it. This is a new situation.
Sure.
Like, does the chart even does this chart matter? Or like, if you
It
have an
does.
IPO in India, it starts day one at 3. Maybe
Mhm.
that's the chart we should like. I don't know. I'm thinking we should just follow this as
I
a new
think this
IPO in
this
India.
yes, maybe, but this matters. This definitely
Okay.
this contains the blueprint
Hmm.
history of the stock. I mean,
Okay.
India is just the newcomer, and but this matters. They are going to look
Right.
at this. Even the traders in India are going to look at Yatra's history to see. Oh, they'll be like, oh yeah, the resistance is at three. So maybe I'll just sell when it breaks the threes, or something like that. Or maybe they'll just buy the breakout of threes and let's see how far it runs. And it runs up, it pulls a supernova. This has never really pulled a supernova. I can see that, so it may not. You may just like, let's see the three tens and then bam, down again. But you see, so far it's looking good. So you're technically you don't want to lose that 230s. Keep that in mind. And yesterday's I can show you another chart on the daily. I think I shared with you yesterday. So you can see here, Ben. You can see we are, we are okay. Let me show you something. Share with you something interesting though. And now I'm going to show you an interesting setup here. I think I shared with you. You see that little segment right there? Does it look like a megaphone? Does it look like a a megaphone? You know what I'm saying? So this is a setup, a megaphone setup that I spotted on Meta at the 290s, which told me that it can run up. So maybe if you fall back, even if you fall back to the 230s and we hold that 230 support, you might actually run up big. So I'm going to watch this actually because I like this setup. But one thing bad about this megaphone setup is that things can go up and then they will usually come back down 90%
Hmm.
of the time. I've seen it every time a megaphone breakout is always a short because it'll come back down. And the worst thing is that it can come back down and crack that line and even go further. So you want to watch that. So this might be an indicator that the stock can actually run. And look at this, it's been holding the 260s. I'll draw one more line to show you why this can run right there. Okay, or why it may not run, because and now you got that nice, you can see that rejection at today's rejection. This is the daily chart. So watch that. Things may not be all too rosy, especially if the market falls next week. This might buck the market and just try and pull a supernova or a big move, and then it's going to come back down anyway. So in my opinion, so just watch this. Yep, that's for Yatra, I think.
Makes sense. I like it, and I think that what you described really matches what could happen in an IPO situation, right? You
Right,
could
right.
open at $3 in India and have a crazy first day move, and
Run,
then
yep,
give it all
and then
back, give
bam.
it all back in the next couple days. So
Yep.
I think that's a big
And
possibility.
also make sure you don't lose that support line at the 230s. Yep.
Right, right.
So
Okay.
that's your risk level right there at the 230s. I mean, in my opinion.
All right, cool. That's about all the stocks I wanted to cover today.
Right.
I know there was someone gave me a request for SMSI, but first let me throw it at you. Is there any other things that you want to cover first?
Not. I mean, I can just, if you want to, talk about, I don't know, Rivian. There's one stock called Rivian.
Right.
I
Let's
mean,
look at Rivian. We know
this is
Rivian.
looking good actually, and but I don't know why it should look good because everything else is looking bad. Look at that. This has a nice breakout. I can talk about CBNA as well, and these two are kind of related to Tesla. So it's been holding that 24s. I actually spotted that. I mentioned that breakout at the 22s, 23s, low 23s, and yesterday, you see, we have that breakout on this chart, on this clone uh, line. So we might be able to test the 26s, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to bet on this
We
too
actually
big.
did have Rivian. We did have Rivian on our show this morning at 9 a.m. as something,
Nice, nice,
because it did have
nice.
some small catalyst yesterday, but
Oh,
it was not a top pick for us. And interestingly
yep.
enough, it
Th-
is performing better than like anything else
Right,
from our
right,
morning show this morning. So we were actually had a small position and we just bailed on it this morning because the whole market just didn't look good. But now
right.
look at how it's closing here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's just 20 cents
Yeah.
up since yesterday. It's been only, and that's not a. I mean, even if it drops, I think it can hold that 23s. I think so, because that's where the previous resistance broke out, and we are back above that resistance again. So I don't know, Ben. I mean, you got 2 weeks left, and the markets are looking scary. I mean, the quarterly candles are all looking scary. So I'm not going to be fully bearish yet because anything can happen in the next 2 weeks. In fact, it just takes one session to flip everything around and everything goes bullish. But even if they go bullish, I think sometime next quarter, maybe early. Uh, I don't know, early October, we are probably going to come down. So I'm not thinking that we're going to fall next week, or like today. We can hold the Qs, we can hold the SPY, and we can even start going up here on. But I don't think anything is going to last into next quarter. I mean, we are not going to run from October till December. We're going to fall. I mean, I'm about 90% sure about that. That everything is going to fall in fall. When fall comes. So we're going to probably go down, and then we're going to probably find a bottom somewhere around Thanksgiving, maybe, or maybe even past that. Maybe get a dead cat bounce for Thanksgiving and the holiday season. The early holiday season, we get a early bounce, and then fall again, and then maybe sometime towards December. This happened in 2018. We lost everything we gained in that year, and we only ran up. We actually started a 7 year trend of, yeah, up no a 4 year trend. I'm sorry, a 2 year trend from the 2018 drop. But we started that trend in January. So maybe things can just keep going down next quarter onwards for the entirety of next quarter, because that's how the candles are setting up. We got that big reversals on a quarterly, which hasn't even started yet. So which means that when October starts, things can just keep going down, and then dead cat bounce, go down again, dead cat bounce, go down again, and then find a bottom somewhere near close to Christmas, or maybe not even. This is what I'm thinking, because look at, I'll just show you. Let's take a look at oil real quick. You see oil, no, not this oil, but crude oil. Been trading this since the 70s, and since that uh, double bottom, right, this is an all-time chart. Actually, you can see the resistances that I'm talking about. That right there is the 90s, is a psychological level. Look at that. This is another parabola, and we can run up maybe up till the 94s. That's my target. And you see, when oil hits the 94s, if oil hits the 94s and reverses, then I expect the market to reverse as well. So this is for oil. I'll just show you this. I can show you CBNA. Just this is another one that you can trade for now. We have been buying this at the 47s, and we sold a lot at the 20s, 56s and 57s. But this right there is not a great setup, though. That is a bearish engulfing. So I'm going to sell the rest of what I have, and I know it's a bit too complicating here. Yeah, we had that nice triangle breakout. You see that triangle breakout? This is the same triangle breakout we traded during the air, AEHR. So we had this breakout, and then things have been just going up and down, and then now we are probably ready for another fallback. So these are all great shorts in my opinion. Start selling and start. We never break that high though. So I don't know. This was my target. Maybe later in the year, or maybe next year even. I'm not sure. So yeah, you want to look at SMSI?
Yeah, there were some requests for that. Let's make that our last one. SMSI.
Sure, no problem. Ah, SMSI, Ben. I mean, that ugly looking M.
Mm-hmm. I
I
see
mean,
that.
watch
Ugly.
this though. I mean, this is headed back to penny stock land. I mean, we had this nice the
Oh.
market was going up, so, and that is probably why it got saved at the 95 cents, and and it has just moved $1, which is very good actually for a penny stock to come back up this high. But look at that. Now that was the major resistance that it broke out, but look at that, it's all back below it. So that becomes your shoulders now. Now, this 130 is right here, is your shoulders right there. You can see the red dotted line. Now, that is a shoulder resistance. And that M and that white horizontal line has always been my resistance line. I think back last year, I think I posted this. This is, if it comes back up, this is where it gets knocked down. And yeah, I stopped following this though. I mean, but this was a great run though, from the ones to the 170s.
Yeah, we played that
Yeah,
perfectly over
that's
story
great.
trading
That's
on the
great.
earnings and
Amazing.
the guidance they had, guiding for profitability next quarter. And then that second pump there, you see that second
Right.
one was when they launched a new product. And now I think the market's skeptical. They launched a new product.
Yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah.
they want to show me the money, show me the revenue, right?
Yep.
Show me the proof
Yep.
that your new product is
Uh,
actually going to work. And
Oh,
that's
really?
why I think that's
Great.
why we're back down now. Yeah,
Yeah, this can test the lows again, Ben.
I
Back to the
believe you.
ones, and you know what? You don't want to lose that ones, because the next time it loses the ones is going below the 90 cents, and if you want to look at the 3 month quarterly chart, I can show you why that can happen, because like I said, we are treading too close to all time lows, and this is not a good sign actually. You wanted to, you should have gone up and above and break that that
Yeah.
yellow trend line. That should have happened,
Hmm.
but it's not looking like it's going to happen. We might hold this for a bit, though. I mean, hold this level for a bit. And this has an all-time highs at hundreds, and that's $100 drop that has not never been recovered in more than 20 years. So you want to watch that as well. Yep, and that's for SMSI. Yeah, anything else you want to talk about?
No, this is fun. It's been a couple weeks. The market's been crazy. We haven't been able to catch up with each other, so
Yep.
hopefully we can.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
we
this.
can do it.
Hopefully
We
we can
can
do
do
it
this again
again.
next week to see where we are. Then if we are really going down, or look at those quarterly candles again to see where things are, and we can get ready with the hedges, or try to close out any long-term positions,
Yeah.
and maybe stay in cash for a bit, because if it goes down, Ben, we are looking at quarterly reversals, not monthly, not weekly, not daily. We're looking at quarterly reversals, which means things can go down for quarters.
Hmm.
It does not stop just at one quarter. That means things can go down till December, maybe have a dead cat Xmas run, and then go back down again in January,
Wow.
and then all the way until June. That can happen in 3 quarters, 2 quarters. That's what I'm saying. Yep. So
So
watch that.
Rex is not bullish right now. So listen,
Not
Rex,
not at the moment, though.
you
Not at the
you
moment.
are one of my favorite, if not my favorite, technical analysts because I love working with you. You know why?
Great. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Because we have a mutual respect for each other, right?
Right.
There's so many people
Yes.
out there. They're like, I'm just a fundamental investors. Technical analysts are stupid. The technical analysts are like, why do you look at fundamentals? You guys are stupid. At Story Trading, we respect everybody, right?
Right.
We
Right. Right.
like all market participants count. Like there's sentiment traders out there, there's headline catalyst traders, there's technical traders like yourself, and there's fundamentals. And you actually are open-minded to that. You're open-minded to
Right.
hear
Right. We
what?
have to,
Like
though.
maybe this technical line can hold because Ben and his research over at Story Trading is saying the fundamentals are good. And I really respect that about you. And I enjoy, having this collaboration with you because you're open-minded to that and to
Yep.
try to give yourself an edge, right, with the technicals if you understand a little bit about the fundamentals. So if
Right.
you want to
Yep.
join again, Rex's technical analysis, he has a Discord community at storytrading.com/Rex. Right there. It's
Mhm.
storytrading.com/Rex. And if you want to join the story trading community, it's we have a free trial. Rex, do you have a free trial at yours?
Yes, I do. I have a
Right.
3-day free trial. I'm trying to increase that to 7 days.
Okay.
Yeah, I will probably soon.
Cool. All right. Well, we also
Yep.
have a free trial, and you can check out Rex's prices. Our prices are very affordable, but storytrading.com/app. It's a free app. You can download the app. You can access all kinds of cool features and access all our video archives over there if you become a VIP member. And the most important thing, every single morning at 9 a.m., you get a show from yours truly. I'm looking at the news feed every morning from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., 5 hours of research, so you don't have to do it. 9 a.m., we give you our best ideas of the day. Rex, thanks so much. Guys, head
Yep.
on over to
Sure. Thank you, Ben. Yep.
storytrading.com/Rex. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
All
Great.
right.
See you
And we're
then.
gonna
Okay.
leave. We're
Sure.
gonna leave the rest of the audience with a little video about what story trading is. Thanks, everyone.
Sure.
It's
Thank you,
not
Ben. See
easy
you
to
then.
understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story Trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets.